What's going on, baby? What's going on, girl? What's going on, boy? How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another So production. September 3rd, 2021, baby. We're doing it. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Another work week coming to an end. Let's wrap it up, baby. It's getting chilly willy out there. We're doing indoor sesh. We're doing another indoor sesh. I don't know. We'll just, I don't know when we'll get back out, but we'll get back out whenever we feel like it. That's the thing. We'll keep it loosey goosey. Honestly, you guys, I've just been, going through a lot, like a lot of you guys out there, and my heart goes out to anybody who's been impacted by, different parts of the world get impacted by different kinds of things, and I hear about it, I read about as much as, you hear about stuff going down in Afghanistan, you hear about hurricane, you hear about flooding, you hear about everybody, everybody's going, people out there. It's been a trying year. It's been a trying year, but that's the thing. We can just keep our chins up and keep on moving along. That's what it is. So I'm sending out a lot of love and support to anybody who, if you're going through it, baby, I'm with you. Let's go through it together. I got your back, you got my back. And that's the thing, man. Life's all about the shifts and the changes. All about we know by now. I hope you guys know by now. That's the thing. Life's, if anything, we've learned so far, it's that life's full of ups and downs. So you got to just roll with it. That's what I'm trying to do, man. But my heart goes out to a lot of people right now because I know, sometimes you've been cooped up. You're like, oh, finally getting to, go out there and do things little by little. And the next thing you know, boom, hurricane, floods, this, that, and the. So my heart goes out, man. My heart goes out, honestly. Whoever's out there just not sure of their tomorrow or their future, I want you to just, hopefully you're all safe and sound. If you're watching this show, that means you're safe and sound. And if you're not watching the show, talk about it. But at the same time, that's the thing, man. You never know. That's one thing that I've learned early on in life is that tomorrow's really not, it is, like, for the most part, you try to, you kind of have a gauge on how things are going, but tomorrow's not promised, so let's just make the best of the present. That's what it is. So my heart goes out to everybody out there in the world, man. I know it's not easy. It's not been an easy time for a lot of folks, but we'll get through this. We'll get through this and everything else that life decides to, chuck at us or throw at us. And that's life, man. That's Mother Nature. That's just the way things go. But I got you and you got me, man. That's the thing. It's good to be alive. If you're alive, it's good to be alive. That's what I'm just trying to be appreciative of the little things. Going out there, do my little part. And this is just, like I said, man, I've said this before, this is just the beginning. Boys and girls, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have a final destination that I want to be I just want to try to enjoy the journey as much as I can, learn to do things better, make good relationships, make friends, and I've already, I'm making connections. We're making worldwide connections, baby. We're that international syndicate, if you will. We're that, that crime syndicate without the crime. So it's just a lot of fun, basically. And we're a gang, and we're doing things, and we're supportive of each other. I support you. You got my back. I feel it, man, with all the love and support. Everybody coming in, liking the likes, watching the videos, talking about it, leaving comments. Patreon all of a sudden gets in, that's the thing, it fluctuates. I'm just trying to gauge and learn, and there's no remedy to this, there's no recipe to this. It's just whatever it is that you're trying to do. If you're trying to carve your own path, and that's what I'm trying to do, just keep going forward. That's all we can do. Keep coming in here, keep doing things together. That's life, baby. Some days are easier than most of the days are really easy. Most of the days are fun. Some days are challenging. That's the beauty of life, because if you don't have any challenges, man, if you don't have any struggles, if you're just going through it, hey, hats off to you if you don't got any struggles. But how you gonna know your worth? How you gonna know what you're made of if you're not going through something, dude? So it's always good to the other day met a beautiful gentleman, we got to chatting, and we came up to the conclusion, we both agreed that without a little bit of a struggle, there is really, you can't really see, you can't really tell what's what, you can't really know what you're made of, you can't really, what's real. And we've talked about this a little bit earlier this week. Right now, I think everybody's, searching for that meaning, a little bit of meaning amongst all this chaos and silliness that sometimes occupies our world and our daily lives. But that's all we can do. You got to struggle a little bit. That doesn't mean that, I don't believe in. And sometimes, you gotta, sometimes if you're living the life that you got everything, for the most part, everything's, taken care of, it's good to apply your own kind of struggle. Add a little bit of pressure, add a little bit of a challenge for yourself. Life's definitely challenging on its own, but if you're that type that's, if everything's gooch and I'm happy for you, but, go ahead and challenge yourself, do something a little bit different, put yourself out of your comfort zone. It's what I'm always telling myself, and I encourage everybody else to do it as well, because it's a hell of a lot of fun, man. That's the thing. Things always change and evolve. So it's just good to be a little bit, be ahead of the curve, be ahead of you be the change. You create a little bit of, create a little bit of struggle or a challenge for yourself, dude. And that's what it is, babe. We're just here challenging ourselves, you and I together. And whatever it is that you're going after, whatever your endeavors are, whatever your dreams are, 100%, I got your back, man. I want to be motivating you guys to go out there and do it. It's not going to be easy, whatever it is. If you want to be one of the greats or whatever, if you want to be good at something, even, you got to just, face those challenges. Right now, we're facing many, many different challenges. All of us, we've all been tested and tried in so many different ways throughout this schmovid, throughout this pandy. It's coming to an end. It's wrapping up. People are voicing I hear it too, and that's the thing. Sometimes you might not be able to hear clearly what's going on, what's real, what's fake, because certain things get amplified when there is an agenda, when there is money to be made, when there is power to be grabbed. Certain things get pushed, but people rise up everywhere. People are rising up here in Canada. Everybody's voicing their concern. A lot of people are going out there protesting. They're like, we don't want the vaccine mandates. We don't want I should have freedom of choice of what I put in my body, what I consume, how I practice my life. A lot of people are rising up against the passports. The talk of the passports are getting people rattled up, man. And it's right. It's rightly so. If politicians look at their people and they're like, man, I wonder what's causing all the anger. You're probably causing a bit of the anger. Not gonna lie to you. If you're surprised as to why people are coming out there protesting, you shouldn't be surprised. And if you're acting surprised, well, don't. Because people are frustrated in many different ways, man. People have not been able to go out there and all of a sudden we're getting a little glimpse of, we're getting there. We're getting there little by little, and it's just little impediments. But at the end of the day, I'm a big optimist. I always believe in the greater good. I think we'll pull in together and do the right things. But you'll see these protests go on all around the world. I see it in Europe, people protesting in France and Italy and different parts of the world. People are just, everybody's tired of this like totalitarian way of like living life, of being dictated what to do, what not to do. And here, at least, I'm fully aware of the privileges and rights and freedoms that I've got. That's why I try to express myself as much as I can. I encourage everybody else to go out there and do it as well. But really, like, it's good time. It's always, what is it? It's always the best of times, worst of times. It's always. I'm fully, when I look outside, I live. And I'm lucky. I live in a very safe environment for the most part. I've got great neighbors, great people in my life who are looking out for me, family, friends, and it's the little things that count. It's the little things. It's the reaching out sometimes. It's the holding out the door sometimes, the pleases and the thank yous. It's these little things, and sometimes we just want to be out there and like doing more. But impediment here and impediment there. But we just gotta we gotta move along as well. We got to keep our chins up. So whoever's been, going through it, my heart goes out, and I realize it's not been an easy time for a lot of folks, But that's the thing. We'll get through this, man. We'll get through this, lady. Teamwork makes the dream works. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. And honestly, I've been going through a little bit of just contemplating and thinking lately. Just trying to create that change, create that little bit of, because I'm not the type, I've never been the type that goes, I'm not the type that goes with the status quo. I'm not the type that'll just follow. I'm not the type that, and a lot of you guys are, you're like-minded individuals. You're free thinkers. You like to express yourselves. You like to, and you know what it means. You know what it means to actually cherish and value freedom and notions of freedom of speech, freedom of expression. And we've a lot of it, you know, generationally, we've gone through difficult times to grasp a little bit of, you know, a little bit of a safe haven, create a little bit of an environment where everybody can just be happy doing productive things and just, you know, being themselves. And nobody likes anybody mandating nothing, nothing. So you know, I'm with the peepsies, man. I'm with the people. My heart goes out to everybody, and that's the thing. I don't have a crystal ball, just like many of you got. I mean, if you got a crystal ball, send it over, baby. I mean, who can't use a crystal ball right now, you know? But that's the thing. I just got to remind myself and remind you guys as well. Be patient. Be patient with yourselves. You're all doing well, whatever it is. Take it day by day. Be grateful for the little wins, you know, because it's so often we get caught up in the mindset that I like to achieve this, I like to reach that, and we forget the, you know, the gratitude and the appreciation that we got to put in every day for the little things. Do you have, you know, there's so many things that you could be thankful for, and I got to remind myself of this all the time. And sometimes it goes, you know, we take it for granted, whether it's that roof over your head, whether it's the, you know, you got food in your belly, you got the lights on, you can pay your bills, you know, you got your relative health, things that, you know, you got, and everybody's got different things. I don't know what you got, but I'm sure you can make a list. You can at least name 5 things that you're grateful for, and it makes a difference, because it's easy to just, you know, go by through life and be like, it's easy to just, especially with, if you're, you know, going through something yourself, and then all of a sudden you might turn on the TV or the, you know, whatever, you're on your phone, all you see is like just the same discourse and mandates and the same rhetoric, and you know, it's different in every part of the world to different degrees, right? You know, every country's practicing things in a different manner, but you know, more or less the same, give or take, more or less the same. It's totally way different in certain situations, so it's not even comparable. I completely understand that as well, but you know, if you're in the, you know, I just want the best for everybody. I just want the best for myself and everybody. And this was one of the things that I wanted to achieve out of this, and hopefully I'll be able to continue to do this and get better at it, to basically uplift myself and others through, whether it's storytelling, making you guys laugh, sharing a little bit of a anecdote, or a little bit of a, you know, maybe we'll sit down together and analyze something, whatever it may be. But more and more, I'm just trying to, as much as there's a portion of my brain that's got to focus on the daily activities that are going in and around the world, the activities that are going on in my own locality, and my own little jurisdiction, and my little piece of, or a little slice of heaven that, you know, that's available to me. And I'm just trying to make sense of it, but at the same time, I'm just trying to focus on what I can do as well. And all I can do is just remain positive, come in here, do the work, and take it day by day. And I don't have, again, I've never, not aiming for anything grand in the grand scheme of things, to be like, oh, I got to achieve this thing, or I just want to make connections, just want to make people laugh, just want to be sharing stories, want to be seeing you guys. Hopefully some of you guys will get to see each other in person, and just converse, just be, you know, just be humans, just interact. I want this, you know, I want us to remember that, again, the biggest thing that I realize after, I'll have to remind myself, and maybe hopefully remind you guys, that a lot of times what makes the world go round, man, is love. It's not money, it's not resources, it's not anything else but love. And that's what it is, man. Every day I get up and just try to, you know, practice that with myself, love myself, and go out there and hopefully be able to, you know, brighten up somebody else's day. And if, you know, I'll come across a few people, because I'll interact with people, man. I'm the type that gets up there and, like, I'll interact with people, and sometimes you'll see people who are in their own headspace, in their own zone, and they're not so, you know, maybe they're not acting all, you know, nice. Maybe they're a little bit, and that's the thing, is those people that I actually try to be extra nice to, because if somebody's having that, you know, if somebody's coming off a little bit grumpy, if somebody's coming off with a little bit of an attitude, it's probably, chances are that they're probably going through a rough time. So, you know, what makes, you know, because I can't see somebody that's being grumpy and acting out, and maybe, being not so nice, or being a little bit, even, I've met a couple of people. You're in path, they weren't, doesn't matter who, doesn't matter who they were, doesn't matter what they did, but it's just, some of the interactions, it's just like, and I don't blame people because I get it. It's been a trying time. It's been a rough time for a lot of folks, but that's the thing, man. All we can do is just keep on smiling and keep on showing up for one another, because there is really no other alternative. There's no point of getting down and, like, into your own feelings. And if you want to start perpetuating those thoughts, oh, the world's against me, everything, I don't have any good luck. You start, perpetuating these ideas, and next thing you know, you're creating self-fulfilling prophecies. And now you're just looking for bad luck. Now you're just looking for things not to go your way. Now you're just looking for people to get angry at us. This person's fault. It's her fault. It's his fault. That I'm not here. That I'm not what. Somebody else is taking my spot. No. Nobody's taking your spot. You got your spot. I got my spot. I don't have any, for me, I've never had any place in myself for, I don't create these, I don't even give it permission to creep up into. I don't get jealous of anybody. I don't get envious of anybody. I don't compare myself with anyone. I get happy for people who are doing well in life, and it keeps me going. It makes me happy to see other people be happy and be successful and be healthy, with good families, with good friends, because why would I want to see anybody else? Do I want to be seeing people out there hurting, or, like, out on their luck? If you're the type that gets happy when people get, oh man, you need to change your attitude. If that's your mentality. And I've seen a few people in my lifetime who are like that. It's that weak mentality. It's that, I don't know what you want to call it, man, but we don't, around here at Glad You Made It, here we're all about positive thinking, uplifting one another, and just being there for each other. I don't ever want to see anybody down, and if it is something that I can do to assist you, if it's in person, I'll try my best. If it's via the internet, again, I'll try my best. But I want you guys to do the same thing, and I know you guys do the same. For the most part, a lot of people do that same thing. They go out there, do the small things. You're holding a door, the pleases and the thank yous, a nice smile on your face when you're greeting someone, Those are the things that make the world go round, not this, Because what's the alternative? The alternative is not a nice place. The alternative is fear, is distance, of being, I don't want to help this person because I'm afraid. I'm afraid, and you gotta put a distance between you and that person, just because you gotta, it's easy to get lost in that trap. It's easy to get lost in that mindset that be fearful, be afraid of people, your bodies, be afraid of yourselves. Don't go out, don't do this, don't do that. It's easy to buy into that, but more and more I see people coming together, and I see people realizing how important everybody is. Everybody, man, this big puzzle, everybody's a part of it. We all need to just collaborate, do a little bit more teamwork, and be a little bit more realistic, man. Be a little bit more realistic, be a little bit more willing to, take the risk of not say, it's easy to just, go with the flow. And I'm a big fan of going with the flow sometimes, but there's a difference between, I've had to actually, let me clarify this, because, sometimes you'll be going with the flow, and that's fine, because, you can only plan and be ready for certain things to a certain degree, and then other times you just gotta let it go. You gotta go with the flow at those times. But going with the flow, I don't want you guys to get a mistake in that, you take on this, like, passive attitude, That's not gooch. That's not cool. We don't do that around here. We go after them. Sometimes, sometimes I'll get up and I'll ask my question. I'm like, why do you even, on some things, why do you even bother? Why do you, But that's the thing. If you and I don't, then who will? And that's not to say that I'm doing anything, but it's me, you coming together, everybody just voicing your concerns, voicing what's real, not being afraid of going against the grain, not being afraid of saying something that might, seemingly be the unpopular opinion, but before you know, you'll speak out, and the next thing you know, somebody else will see you and they'll get the courage to also speak out, and next thing you know, you're like, oh man, a whole lot of people were thinking the same thing. Why didn't we just say so? So that's what it is, man. Right now I'm seeing a lot of silly williness here and there, but at the same time I do see a form of, whether we want to call it, just an opposition, maybe a resistance, maybe an alternative voice. Here we're starting to, talk about a lot of more. I don't even want to like talk about it, but let's. You know what got me happy? I got super happy when I saw a video, if I'm not mistaken, in Florida. I think shout out to Florida, man. Shout out to Florida. Shout out to some of the states down in the U.S. who are going against the grain a little bit, going against the narrative that's being pushed in corporate media. I think Florida is actually making a mandate so that you're not allowed to ask for vaccine passport. That's like, that's amazing. That's beautiful. That's a positive step into preserving human rights and not being an impediment, not being a follower, basically, not just being a simple. And not to, that's the thing, man. I'll have to, I try to be, always coming from a place. I don't think this is not a you versus, like, this is not an us versus them situation. This is not a left versus right situation. That's the thing. I try to always be mindful of these things. There's beautiful people on every side, man, whether you're a liberal or a Democrat, whether you're a conservative or a Republican, whether you're an independent trying to, do your little part in helping society, whatever it is. I don't think, there's, for the most part, there's far more greater good. That's what I've realized. There's so many beautiful people out there doing amazing things. So this should not be another issue that I'll catch myself having to go back and always, I'll listen to myself. Sometimes I'll be jotting down notes that it'll take. Sometimes this is the beauty of it, and I thank you guys for your patience and just bearing with me and going along with this journey and letting me be a part of yours, because really we're learning on a daily. I'll go and say something or write something, then I'll go the next day and be like, man, this could have been done better. This could have been. And my whole intention is to I want to be bringing people together. I want to be one. I'm not anything other than just one person who wants to also be a part of the bigger collective. And I just want to see people be happy and interacting, going to different places, attending and supporting business. I don't want to have to be like, oh, I gotta not participate in certain things because I believe the right thing is, to allow people to just have their freedoms. And we've had so much time to think about things. We've had so much time to reflect. So my heart goes out to whoever's going through anything difficult right now. If you've been impacted by, Mother Nature and a natural disaster, whether if you're facing a flood or a hurricane, or you got caught up in a tornado, or maybe my heart goes out to all the veterans, all the folks in the army who are, whether it's the Canadian Army, whether it's the Army of the United States, or anybody else who was, deployed in Afghanistan, and all of a sudden you guys, your worlds got turned upside down in a flash without maybe, I don't know, and I don't have the answer. I'm just one person. I don't know what the right thing to do with these, these major, but it impacts all of us. My heart goes, because that's the thing. I get to sit here and do what I like to do, and go out there and try to be of a little bit of a creative force. But I know I wouldn't be able to have these opportunities if it wasn't for other people who have decided to dedicate their lives to saving those freedoms, saving those, going out there, putting their bodies, their minds, their spirits on the front lines to help preserve safety and freedom for people in their homelands, and maybe be a little bit of that source in other parts of the world who are also struggling. So that's the thing. My heart goes out to a lot of people. I can't say, and I'm a sensitive person, man, and I take in everything. It's that's why I've been having to go back and reflecting. I'm the more I do this, the more every day I'm growing as a person as well. I'm just trying to take things in, not allow them to impact me in a negative way, but also be aware and try to somehow flip it and reverse it and put it into a positive format. And that's the thing. Together, I think we are that positive energy. All of us. There's far more. I believe this. I keep saying it because it's true. I do see a ton of good people, great people doing wonderful things. So whatever you're doing, everybody, I want you to know. And if the governments come out there and labeled your business as non-essential, forget that nonsense. Everybody who's provided, who has to go and provide food for their families, who has to go out there and work for a living, you're essential. And I can't believe that we've come to, that's the thing. You'll still see that in the writing. You'll hear it in their speeches. You'll hear it, and it's like, I don't believe any of that. I don't believe whatever you do, whether you're cutting hair, whether you're cutting grass, whether you're driving, whether you're in the armed forces, whether you're, whatever it is that you're doing. You're a social worker, you're a nurse, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're in construction, you're in sales. You're in the grocery stores. You're delivering mail. You're doing everybody. Because without, if one of these components, so easy, we all take it for granted, right? It's so easy to be like non-essential or versus essential. If any of these little things go missing, it's so easy to feel that gap. It's so easy to feel that void. And somehow we've had, not the actual people on the streets, not the actual people out there, but somehow politicians have given themselves the audacity to call some of you guys out there as non-essential, as if your business isn't essential, as if you're not important enough, as if you're not out there doing things, trying to provide for yourself and your family. And it's getting better, though. That's the thing. I think generationally we're getting better, and little by little I think we're learning from our mistakes, and hopefully we can do it better. That's all I'm trying to say, man. I know today we didn't actually, I don't even think we cracked one joke today, and that's the thing, man. Sometimes you guys, if you're a long-time listener and viewer of the show, you know what's up. Most of the times we're all here about the silly williness and the jokes and the laughter, but it's been a little bit of a, I've had a couple of days where I've just been contemplating a lot. It's always this, process of contemplation and trying to do things better, and I just try to give it my best. That's the thing. But today I just wanted to, just let the people know, whoever is out there, if you're feeling any sort of struggle, you're not alone. If you're feeling like if you feel like you're alone, you're not alone, dude. I just want you to know that. Or lady, if you're having to listen to this, thank you for all your love and support, but I want you guys to know as well that I got your back in any shape or form that I can, man. If I can do anything to assist in any way, in a little way, that'll make my day as well. So we're in this dance together, baby. It's whether it might be the prom, it might be the we're a little bit old for the prom, but it might just be we're just dancing at this point. But it takes all of us to dance together. That's what I'm trying to say. Love you guys. Thank you for all your love and support. I'm gonna be back here again on Saturday for the Patreon edition, and we're just gonna have a ball, baby. We're just gonna have a ball. Keep going. Move forward despite all the different little challenges, and sometimes again it's man-made, sometimes it's au naturel via Mother Nature, sometimes you got to create your own challenges. Whatever circumstance or life situation you're in, just want to let you know that I love you, and thank you guys for loving me back, sending all the positive vibes and energy your way. See you guys back here again on Saturday for the Patreon edition. If you happen to enjoy these videos, whether you happen to laugh or maybe I said something that impacted you in any if I made you feel anything, go ahead and hit those like buttons. Follow me on Instagram. You can get the full-length videos on YouTube by searching Rob Sadri, and we're growing, baby. I saw a little spike on the Patreon. It's growing little by little. Go ahead and hit those like buttons, baby. I'll see you back here again on Saturday. In the meantime, have a wonderful start to your weekends, everybody. Peace out.